Okay, welcome everybody. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in golf this week. Before I get to, we're going to stick basically with the domestic USA golf. We'll talk about the PGA. We'll talk about. Also, I want to talk about the Seniors Champions Tour. Those are the two tournaments I really watch a lot of, and occasionally I'll watch the LPGA. I'm not a big live tour fan. I just don't like their format. It's really not something I enjoy. I'm not into all the music of the party town and the shabby clothes they wear and whatever. It's just not my thing. So we're not going to cover that. First, I want to talk about just driving. So here's a chart. This is TrackMan chart. And there's the clubhead speeds are over here, okay? So, the average golfer is somewhere between like average male golfer is somewhere between, and even, females get down here to 75. But anywhere from 75 to like 95, this is very typical for your kind of your average golfer, this particular chart. There's a chart below this down here. This is for people with higher clubhead speed. We can look at that too. But I want to just talk about, like, for instance, my clubhead speed nowadays is not that great, maybe like 85 or 90. I'm like somewhere in this area, okay? It might even be 80 or 85. Okay, as I get older here, my clubhead speeds come down. I don't play golf as much as I used to. But I want to talk about optimization because this is really important. So even though you can't bomb at 350 yards like Rory McIlroy, doesn't mean you still can't enjoy golf, right? So think about this. Here's clubhead speed right here at 85 miles an hour. We'll just use this as an example because this what I'm about to talk about really applies to all the different clubhead speeds. So for me, 85 miles an hour, if I hit the angle of attack, which is basically the club head at the time that it hits the golf ball, if it's flat, right? So if this is the ball and the club head's just hitting it straight on flat like this, right? That's 0 degrees, right? 0 degrees. That's this one in the middle. Okay, the angle of attack. Then the ball speed is going to be approximately 125. The launch angle is like this. Okay. You got your spin rate here. You got your total carry of 180 yards. And you've got a total distance of 228. Just depend this, and there's dynamic loft here too. But to be honest with you, the distance between the carry and the total, it has a lot to do with where you live. I spent a lot of years in South Florida. I'm in Texas now. But in South Florida, there's no way you would get, 48 yards of roll. It's just not going to happen. It's more like where it lands, it might roll 5 yards because it's soft, and there's a lot of humidity there. And that ball is not going to roll 48 yards. Just ain't going to happen. Now in Texas, that might happen, in an arid kind of area. The ball might roll 48 yards, but even still, 48 yards roll, that's pretty optimistic. Okay, that's just not usually going to happen. So I think this total carry column is a little bit optimistic, but we'll stick with it for now, okay? Now, the reason I mentioned this is because look at this. If your attack angle is 5 degrees instead of 0, your ball speed's only 1 mile per hour better. Your launch angle is about 2.3 degrees higher, right? But look, your spin rate's lower. And that's a big deal because the less the ball spins, the less chance it has of ballooning. Look at the carry. The carry is an extra 9 yards just by having a better attack angle. You pick up 9 more yards of carry. So your trajectory is going to be a little bit different. And again, I question whether or not you're going to get 41 and another 11. 52 yards of carry? Yeah, right. Okay. Maybe if you're on the PGA playing a Honolulu golf course, which is a lot of hills, you might get 51 yards of carry. Yeah, this is just like, I don't know where they come up with this number. My experience is this column is not realistic. Okay, but anyways, we can still extrapolate from this that you are going to get better total distance, right? Even if it's only 20 yards a roll, whatever, 30 yards a roll, 15 yards a roll, whatever it is. So I learned, and the LPGA players know a lot about this. They They're very good about their angle of attack. Rory McIlroy, by the way, is pretty good about his angle of attack. That's why he hits it so far. If you ever watch his shots, they're way up in the air. He's optimized his attack angle. Okay, and that's why he bombs it 330, 350 yards. Okay, so if you're down here like me, 80, 85 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour in this area, doesn't mean you still can't play great golf. You want to work on your angle of attack. Okay, so you might want to get a launch monitor. There's some fairly inexpensive ones that'll help you with angle of attack or attack angle. And there are some golf courses now that have they have ball tracking right there at their course. So if you want to find a range that already has that built in, and then you can load their app onto your mobile phone and just put it on a stand, bring it to the golf course, hit balls, look at what you're doing, and keep working on your angle of attack until you get it up around 5 degrees. Okay, then you're going to optimize. Okay, you'll probably go through a stage of ballooning them really high and have some mishits, but that's just part of learning. You really want to improve your angle of attack. You first need to know what it is, so you need to have some type of launcher monitor that does angle of attack, okay? And then you can begin to work on ball position and your sequencing and all the other stuff that help improve distance. So I just wanted to share that. It's a really important chart. You can get this on, just look for TrackMan, a track fitting chart. You can find them on like any search engine. They have this printed out. There's other ones down here, right? Okay, let's say you're a person that you're not like me, you hit the ball, you have good club head speed. Maybe you're in this area. Okay, but the same thing applies. If you're hitting the ball right now at 100 miles an hour, 105, 110, okay, but your angle of attack is low, you want to work on increasing angle of attack. You're going to get more yardage. For sure, you're going to pick up distance. Okay? Because like I said, that's how Rory McIlroy does it. All right. Okay, let's talk about golf a little bit of domestic USA golf. What happened this week in golf? We're going to keep it simple. Just kind of do a quick review here. So this was the PGA. That was the Valspar. This was round 4. I'm just kind of taking a screenshot here of the last putt made in the final round by Malnati. What a name. Almost sounds like double bad. Mal in Spanish and Portuguese, and this means bad. And okay, what happened here? The dots all whacked out. Mal means bad, and naughty, well, naughty means naughty. Nate. He's double bad. Yeah, he sure is double bad. He played a great tournament, shot 12 under. I tell you what, who I'm impressed with, Xander Schauffele. Xander is playing some great golf, guys. He's on like some kind of 46 cut streak, the longest current streak on the PGA. He's made 46 cuts in a row, guys, something like this. Amazing. This guy's going to win really soon. Keep an eye on Xander Schauffele because he's going to win. And then Ryan Moore, I was surprised to see him. He did really well this week. So kudos to him. I hear a lot of bashing of the PGA, but I'm going to tell you something right now, guys. What I honestly believe is the young bucks coming out of college and some of the other players maybe coming out some of the lesser tours, they're going to fill the void on the PGA. You're going to see some great golf on the PGA. The young bucks are going to come in and score some amazing rounds of golf. They're going to play some great tournaments. And I think the PGA is got a bright future. I think people are underestimating what's going to happen on the PGA. I think all the people that defected and went over to the hokey pokey, romper room tour where they wear shorts and shabby clothes and there's party music going on all the time. That's fine. Some people like that kind of tournament. I don't. I find it distracting. I just don't. I don't even enjoy it. It's no cut tournament play garbage. They're guaranteed the money. Whatever. To me, it's just a format I don't like, and I don't like the spirit of that tournament at all. Of that league, I guess, whatever you want to call it, that tour. I'm not saying the PGA is all roses, but I still believe they're a better representation of what I believe golf is. And I think you're going to see the young bucks fill the void in the PGA, and they're going to really just take this thing to a whole nother level. There's going to be some great golf on the PGA. You mark my words, it's going to happen. Okay, let's switch over and take a look at the senior tour, which I like to follow that as well. So this is the old guy tour. They were in Newport Beach this weekend in California. Padraig Harrington has been dominating. This guy's been dominating the senior tour. I was watching a little bit of this on Saturday. I knew it was going to be a shootout between these three guys because they were scoring really well, and sure enough, it ended up that way. Thong Jai, I think is how you pronounce his name, JD. He had a really good tournament, and he had a good chance of winning this thing. It was his to win, and he kind of didn't capitalize there at the end. Padraig had I think a double bogey on the 17th hole, so Thong Jai really had a chance to win the tournament. But Harrington came back with a birdie. Maybe it was the 16th hole. He had a double bogey on. I can't remember. But he had a birdie, I think, on 17, and he birdied 18 to win by one stroke. The last putt that went in was like circling the drain. It barely went in, but he won it. It was an amazing tournament. These guys are really good golfers. You know, a lot of people don't pay attention to the senior guys. They don't think it's good golf, but these guys can play some serious golf. I tell you who I thought played pretty good tournament this week was Jerry Kelly, and KJ Choi surprised me. I mean, he had a really good tournament. I was surprised. Also, Paul Goydes kind of surprised me to see him up on the leaderboard. And this guy right here, David Bransdon, you want to watch out for him because he got into this tournament, I think, on he played the what do you call this? The qualifier, like the season qualifier. That's how he got his card for this year. He was like one of the best players in the he got to go through a qualifier. And he's obviously from Australia. You can see from Australia there. Keep an eye on this guy because I think he's going to win a tournament this year. This guy's going to surprise the field. He's going to come in there and he's hungry. I think this was his first tournament of the year through the qualifier. Maybe wrong. Maybe he's played more than one tournament. I don't know for sure. But I think he's due for a win. This guy's going to win. Padraig Harrington, guys, he's head over heels. Head above shoulders of everybody else. He just hits that ball so far, and he has really upped his game. The guy's amazing. I mean, he basically bombs it down there over 300 yards, and then just has these little wedges into the green. I mean, he's he kind of reminds me a little bit of what's this guy's name? For some reason I can't remember his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? The bomber he was on the PGA Tour and he switched to the Live Tour. DeChambeau. Bryson DeChambeau. DeChambeau, I guess is pronounced. He plays like that. He just bombs it down there and then just uses his wedge into the greens, and that's what Padraig's doing on the senior tour, and he's winning a lot of tournaments that way. He's got a good short game too. It isn't just he bombs it. He's got a pretty good short game. You know, he chips and pitches it good enough to get him near the hole, and he's a pretty decent putter, and he's been winning, you know. I think I saw him play last week on the PGA Tour, if I remember right. He literally went out there, and he didn't have a bad tournament. He kept up with the young guys. I was impressed. I mean, he wasn't on the leaderboard, but he still made the cut and played some good golf. So watch out for Padraig. I think he's going to continue to dominate for a while on the Seniors Tour. All right, guys and gals, that's all I'm going to cover right now. In the future, I might cover a little bit of the LPGA. I'm going to keep these just really quick. I'm just going to show leaderboards because highlights are already on YouTube. You don't need me to redistribute highlights. I don't need to go through all that. But I might include the LPGA again next time. But for this week, that's pretty much it. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to, guys. If my health gets a little bit better, my health's been a little bit shaky, a little bit iffy here the last few years. I mean, nothing too horrible, but, you know, not quite good enough for me to go out and really play golf and do the things I want to do. So I'm still kind of in the wait and see mode, working on my health. If that improves, then for sure you're going to see me back on the range and doing some things. But for now, it's kind of where I'm at. So the next best thing I can do is put out some videos and just stay involved this way. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. I might try to do some tips and some stuff in the backyard this summer. And I can still get out there and swing the club in the backyard and do some things I think will help some people. All right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you all real soon again next time.